Spectres, there isn't really a position at the moment where they won't be met by an AWP, so it doesn't seem like there's many options left for ATK, and they're just waiting patiently, maybe hoping that Envy hand them a frag back, but it seems like, although they've been very aggressive, there is still some level of discipline.
It's like the Fnatic match we cast on Dust 2. What, man, who were they playing? Daytona,
Yeah.
I believe it was, and they just sat back and...
Oh, wasn't it? No, it was the Australians.
Oh, Greyhound. Yeah, there we go, Greyhound match. And they just sat back and waited. They just held angles, and eventually Greyhound just walked around the corner. Sonic can actually spot up them there as well. Takes another, this time on to JT.
You've destroyed one orb, but another orb shall take its place. Black Poison left into the 1 versus 3 situation. They know exactly where he is, and all gonna start pressuring his position. Envy, they have gained their 15th. I'll say it again, another bomb plant means another buy, but for ATK, in this map at least, it's looking like the end. They've got to fight this back. With 9 rounds in a row, I don't really know what's going on here. Are they looking for more AWPs? Don't really need the money at this point, but I suppose it's something. There you go, they'll find one of them. I'm guessing they're maybe not going to go for 3 AWPs in this round?
Wait, HLTV's like super behind. Yeah, it's on round 6 at the moment, so I guess they're running off the Go TV, which is delayed.
I don't think that they would be that delayed. I think it's probably crashed.
Okay, well, it would have been nice to see what was going on in terms of overall. We can see 25 for Nifty, who actually has only gotten 5 kills in this half. Fugly at 24, so he's only gotten 4 for himself. But Sonic on 22, and I say Sonic's doing pretty damn well here for his team. Obviously, challenges will be changing as we go further on into the bracket. They'll be playing up against Complexity if they win this series, and that'll be one hell of a match. Now Nifty able to rotate out from B and have a chance to make something happen in towards mid. Gets tagged up by JDM. But more importantly, he's not dead. And they still be able to maintain that op. It seems like ATK just don't really have a way in. Like, even the executes towards A hasn't been working out too well for them. They have not really been able to make any headway in towards B, minus the pistol round, where that quickly got turned around on them.
Well, once again, looking to pressure onto short. They haven't actually really challenged B whatsoever. Nifty, aggressive once more. Even with 10 HP, he'll get the kill onto JDM, who has been the unlucky duckling over the last few rounds. Getting picked off by Fugly in the last, picked off by Nifty in this one. And once again, back to the basics, back to short they go. An attempted push onto Sonic. He's starting to expect it. Fugly now is the one to make the same play we saw earlier. Giving some space, but nobody watching towards long. However, well, doesn't expect a second player. Once more, 1v3 for Black Poison. Exactly the same scenario and exactly the same result. It will be Som to finish him off. And a 16-6 domination out from Envy. On the best map of ATK, they did not look like they were even in this match at all.
And this was the map of their choosing as well. So even more unfortunate they weren't able to take more rounds. And that leads us into, I think, our favorite map, Tom. 100% has to be that face. That face.
I don't think it's anyone's favorite map. Maybe Furia? No, actually, I think I remember, like, Furia were pretty good at it. And then I think they had an interview with someone like Art, and he went, no, I don't like it. So even the teams that are good at it, just like, it's just not a good map. So.
Well, hopefully it'll be reworked more in the future. But that is Envious's choice of map, and maybe ATK can show something special. They're going to have to if they want to keep their hopes alive and make it into Chicago.
Yeah,
so,
this is the one map, though, where if I'm JDM, I do not want to be filling in for this team. Like, I wouldn't want to slot into a Vertigo match ever. Because it's one of those things, especially for an AWPer and for someone who doesn't like to rifle, there's basically 1 or 2 spots where I think you can AWP, and even then, everybody knows where they are. So it's going to be very difficult for him to actually play this, and I think in terms of rotations, it's such a big deal. In terms of retakes, it's really important that you have strong synergy. So this is going to be tough, and I can't imagine it's a map, considering he has not had a team. It's not going to be a map that he's going to practice that much. So. Yeah. I think this is one of the worst maps that could have come up for a stand-in, so he'll have to have a good performance. He's pretty good in this map, though. Well,
we'll see if he will have good performance as well as the entirety of ATK, as we're going to head to a break. And when we come back, it'll be our second map with them up against Envy on Vertigo.
Well, I mean, that's the reason why we play, right?
Oh, it's a lovely sound in my ears, Alex. It's a lovely sound.
Who thinks that the North American Counter-Strike scene is back?
Chicago, make some noise for Team American.
This is their chance to grab a trophy on home soil.
Taco waits below it, though. Taco waits below it, and he holds! That's absolutely sensational!
I can't understand people watching somebody play a computer game.
It's still not a sport.
It shouldn't be on a sports network.
But I don't know if athlete is the right word.
They still don't understand, but soon they will.
We don't fear anybody. We're here to only win. We don't care who we play. We don't care if it's simple, the best player in the world. We don't care if it's the worst player in the world. We're starting to play the same way, and we're going to take the fight to you.
How do you really define an era as a CS team? How do you really mark an achievement of a team that really stands above the rest? To give the best players in the world the ability to be officially crowned legends.
Is this ride safe?
Assembled it myself last night. Think I did an okay job.
Just okay?
What if something bad happens?
We just moved to the next town.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5G Evolution, the first step to 5G. More for your thing. That's our thing.
This is game fuel. It's domination in a can.
Tastes like loser tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
That's the guac smasher?
The guac smasher.
You know what's in all of this food.
Yes. Onions and cilantro. Get all those ingredients in there.
It is fresh.
Fresh every day.
I've been there since the beginning. Every map, every frag, every moment. I run, but I never hide. With knowledge comes power, and power is to be wielded wisely. Which is why, as the expert, I bet with Betway. If you know CSGO, then you'll know the best way to bet on esports is with Betway, for the love of the game.
I know you guys wanted to wait the extra 30 seconds, but we could not because we wanted to jump straight back into this match. That's just Envy up against ATK, and it seems to still be the Envy show as we're on Vertigo.
Yeah, they even had extra players in middle, and it's already been a double opener. They've dinked up JT as well, and I have a feeling they might know where he is. Yep, Sonic just going to jump through and already close down another. To have that many players in mid and still not get a single kill, this is ridiculous. Sonic just having a field day against his old team. A lot of players, when they come back against their old team, they like to show a bit of respect. And it's sort of like, you know, in football where they don't, or they score and they don't celebrate. Sonic, on the other hand, just running around, wrecking everybody and seemingly having a wonderful time. Domster, wow, 1v5. I can't say I believe.
Okay, well, you know what? It seems like Envy has not stopped rolling down that hill towards victory after that last match. 1-0 already off the bat on Vertigo. A little bit of a pause coming in. I'm assuming ATK needs some time to discuss because that was one hell of a round for Envy. Remember, if they do win this match, they'll be going up against Complexity, who's waiting in the semifinals. And I'm just curious. We do have Riot Squad, who took a first map victory of 16-10 on Overpass against Masters of Panic. Their tag, Mopane. I like it. And then Lazarus up against New Identity. I did not actually just see what the result was. Let me go ahead and refresh on HLTV. It's 8-7 in favor of New Identity on Dust 2. So a relatively close match there. Definitely closer than any of the other matches we've had so far today. Here we go, into round 2. Shotgun for Domster, the good old Nova.
Good 2.
And the Mag 7. Oh, these are the best shotguns. They chose the only good shotguns in the game.
I strongly disagree. XM for life. XM
Would you get a tattoo?
No.
See, then you're clearly not a believer.
I wouldn't get a tattoo of anything, ever. I don't like needles. So that is just like, I don't know. I think I'd rather be locked in a box than get a tattoo. And I'm not going to do that either.
What if that box was underground and you were buried?
Like I said, I'm not going to do it either. So
wait, you had a choice. Do that or get a tattoo.
Depends on the tattoo and how big it would
how
be.
Does it depend?
Well, if it's a tiny,
I'd rather get a full body tattoo to be buried alive.
3 dots on their hand. I'd have that tattoo. Either way, fugly.
Tramp stamp.
Nifty, definitely not. Is already going to be cleaning things up.
You'd rather be buried alive than get a tramp stamp.
But it depends. Am I going to die?
That's usually what buried alive means.
Oh, I thought it would just be like for a bit.
Even then, no, you trust. So, okay, no. I'm the one burying you alive.
Oh, no, if it's you, I'd get the tattoo because you just let me die.
What? You have so little faith in me, but you're not wrong.
So you just forget about it, and then in like 4 days, just be like, I haven't heard from Tom in a while. Oh, I'm sure he's fine.
Just poke you with the stick. Hey, you still alive?
No, you wouldn't even come back and dig me back up. You'd just be like, he's dead. I'll move on.
Go back to eating my Chipotle burrito.
Sponsor. I think we may have just completed the worst sponsor ad of all time because we've gone from talking about being buried alive to Chipotle.
Oof. And Nifty's gone from, well, 0 kills to 3 kills in this round. It's a pretty bad segue, I'm not gonna lie. But with it being 2-0 after plant situation with Fady just with the auspice. And Sam with the Mac 10, gonna get another kill, and that's gonna be a 3-0 lead here for the boys in blue.
Yeah, a strong start, but the thing is they have kicked things off over on the T side as well.
I would love to play Vertigo with you, just so we can be in spawn together. Be like, oh, hey, Jason, can you drop me? And I just throw the gun over. Just throw it into the abyss and then buy a new gun in front of you. Oh, I'd be such a bad teammate.
I bet you're the guy who would have jumped off the map with the bomb thinking that the bomb wouldn't come back, and then it lands back on the map and you just feel like an
I'm
idiot.
not that bad of a guy. I think Rushley can attest to that. I'm not that bad. And thank God Rushley can't draw on the minimap anymore because you'd probably disagree with me.
There's a trash can on the map. Just go find it. Well, early trade. It is going to be nifty to get them control of the A site, but in the meantime, the aggression of Sonic will be caught. However, it doesn't seem to really matter. Also, JDM doing some damage to Fady won't help things out. Looking fairly disjointed at the moment. Just with so much space. Like, Nifty's got into such an aggressive position, and JT needs to win this battle, otherwise the round is pretty much over. But the timing's going to work in his favor. He'll work out one of the only places that Nifty can still be. And now they're rotating into a site that's actually further stacked than B. Fugly going to have to hit some more nice SG shots if they're going to have an opportunity in this round. And JDM is here with his AWP. He had a reasonable performance, but we can still hope for a little bit more from this AWP. And he's going to opt to get a little bit aggressive here. There's a chance he could be overwhelmed. He does have support still, looking through the gap already, managing 1 and a second as well for JDM. Closes the round, 80k are onto the board, but you better believe that the T's are going to buy back again.
So they just got those 5 kills, and that's their first kills they've actually gotten in this game. 4 rounds in, they finally got some kills. They were all 0. Yes. Which is unfortunate, but hey, a time to shine exactly when they needed to. The problem is they have to do it yet again.
First weapon round. See, maybe if they bought an XM instead of a Nova and a Mag 7.
Well, when you look at me, you can't help but say nose, so I understand. It's like Austin Powers and the
I was literally thinking the exact same thing.
Mole. Well, Nifty's gonna get flashed in, and he's gonna get the first frag onto Fady. However, JDM's gonna be there in hot pursuit to take him down. So a quick 1-for-1 exchange, and I think it's a pretty big kill here for ATK, taking Nifty out of the equation, though. You can still see 3 players working towards this B site.
See, the way that we're seeing this T side from Envy at the moment is making me wonder if we're actually going to have a SG nerf. Because they bought 4 SGs and an AWP. No one's buying the AK, which is not something I ever thought I would see in Counter-Strike. Maybe it's just them, maybe it won't catch on, but we've seen Elige really push it forward as well. Chris J is another.
NBK. I'm saying him because he was one of the first players to use it as well. Way back in the day.
Molotov, Execute, going to be pushing players out. JDM burning to 25 HP and will be completely out of the equation. Luckily, Black Poison has at least caught one, but this is all a fake. They're going to try and wrap back around towards this A site. Black Poison's still here. Already looking for the spot. Needs to connect this shot as they look to wrap around the corner, but they'll already make it through. Android will fall on the bomb with it. Now Fugly's left alone, and JDM will close him out. Good response from ATK. It looked like they were going to get overwhelmed in that scenario, but they hold the line.
Oh, I mean, slightly lucky the fact that there's no utility left for Envy, so there's no way to actually allow this push to work when you especially have 2 ops trained in on the ramp. And you had JT there for the backup. So they do a good job. They pull off 2 rounds in a row. They destroy the economy out of Envy. But look what they do have. Pistols and some nades. A lot of utility to work with here, as it looks like they might crash in towards this A site. They have 3 smokes. They have a flashbang as well. It's doable. There's only 2 players here to defend out of ATK's side.
Oh, the cone is actually going to save the life of one of these players. And already Black Poison's actually going to burn down. So at least a good opportunity to get the bomb on. It will be utility trades. And Fugly's actually going to be the one to pick up the AWP. I have to say, not normally the man you'd expect to be AWPing, but he is the only one with any armor, so it's understandable. Run past Som, he gets a kill with just a Glock and looks to retrieve the rifle. Will be able to do it, and does a lot of damage onto JT as well. He's given his teammates at least a chance. Nifty sat back, Fugly will connect with the AWP. Turn it back into a 2 versus 2. And with the bomb in a decent position, he'll round the corner and get another. As said, he may not be the man we expect, but he is doing the work, and it's left on to JDM with his 2 best weapons in hand. It's not enough to face off Fugly, and he just wrecks them with the AWP.
Well done, considering Envy just only had pistols. I mean, they did have armor and some nades, but they execute onto the A side well. They hold even better. And now ATK going to be down 2 rounds with not a lot of money to spend on their side. 4,900 for Black Poison, but they can definitely not afford the double up setup that they were relying on in the first 2 rounds that they did win so far in this half. In the meantime, Envy is able to rescue quite a few weapons. They got Nifty on 4,400, Fugly on 36, Sonic on 36, and JT, well, it's a position that won't work that often, but at least works here, and Fugly wants the shot. And Domster's been playing that same spot actually quite consistently.
Molotov actually goes a little bit over, does some damage, but they'll take the kill. JDM in a close angle, but Android will do enough. Still leaves them in a disadvantage, but with very little utility and some low players, this is definitely still possible. And Nifty has done a great job of probing over onto this A site, forcing rotations, making players doubt themselves with stacking onto B, which is what they're currently doing. If he gets this kill, they'll have to rotate, and that's exactly what he does. Already we start to see one man wrap back around. Fady hoping to try and utilize the elevator, but one rotates and the T's don't. They now start to make their presence known onto this B site. Fady coming in on the flank, and he's going to get caught by Nifty as well, single-handedly turning this round on its head and leaves JT alone. The fact is, the second he gets this kill, they're just going to run into B and get an easy plant.
So now for JT, do you save or do you go for this? You don't have a kit. You don't have any utility. It's going to be hard because he has to win that first 1v1 and then hope the second player misses. And that's obviously to give away where he's going to be coming in from. I feel like it's something you should just back away from, especially not the Molotov being thrown in. You still have about half the time remaining, but as time ticks away, you at least spot the first player looking for the shot, not able to connect. You see where it's planted for, and the first does peek, and Android going to peek a second thereafter to take JT down. And take another round here for Envy, 5-2.
Yeah, I definitely understand it in a 1v2, like wanting to go for that sort of play, but I do agree with you. I think once the Molotov goes down, his position is way too scripted. Like, there's nowhere else he can go other than just running around the outside. And once that happens, you can just see Envy. They're perfectly set up for a trade situation, even if things go wrong. Once again, just some pistols for ATK. We do still see this as a fairly T-sided map, so...
They can see him, Ken. Yeah, I was about to say, I thought they could see him there.
But yeah, basically means it's definitely not over yet. If ATK can get sort of 6 rounds or so, they're going to be feeling fairly happy with how things are going, although...
Please do not tell me they're going to... Yeah, stop. It's not going to work. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Though I don't know why you'd be... Where did that saying come from? Why would you shoot fish in a barrel? I mean, if they're in the barrel in the first place, it means you intended to, like, eat them, right?
Let's be honest, most sayings don't really seem to make that much sense.
Give me an example of one that doesn't make sense.
You knew that I was not going to be able to come up with one. That's why you said it. Let's just Google weird sayings. Okay, let's add the word English in there.
Yeah, we're in Germany, so you can't.
There's an Armenian one which translates as "stop ironing my head."
What? Okay. Oh, that nade coming through. Fugly and Android just get decimated by the stack of ATK. What do we got, Tom?
There's a Dutch one that's I'm sweating carrots. Oh, we should move on.
How does that make any sense?
I don't know.
I mean, here's the translation.
Ooh, Fady's doing well in this round. We should talk about that instead of sweating carrots, which I imagine many people have been today in Germany. Som left 1 versus 4. Finally, we've had a step up, and it's from Fady alone. 3 kills from him in that mid position. Has control of the bomb. So this is more going to be Som attempting to do damage. Black Poison is perfectly placed. ATK back on the board, but they're suffering from the same problems they had in the previous. Okay, sure, they got 2 rounds in a row, which is actually better than they did in the majority of the last map, but they're still down at the moment, and if the T's just bounce back here, they're going to be in the same problems they had before.
I mean, as we've seen, you don't really need that many rounds on T side to win on Vertigo. Taking a look back at Liquid and their run in EPL in the finals. And Som might be in a perfect position. JT, it's up to him to hold this angle as JDM is trying to be covered to go for the shot down in mid. And Som not getting in a position. JT going to continue to push, and JT's not going to win the battle, though. Som comes out the victor, though. JDM will still be there to turn things around, and JDM misses a shot onto the second player. He's taken down about 16 HP. Not a shot he missed often. But now the pressure's going to come in towards V, and Domster's by himself. He gets the first. He's got the AK in hand, but he's got to buy time.
And he's been Molotov'd out of position. Smart use of utility. Black Poison is going to trade 1 and a second as well. And now Nifty left on just 16 HP. Has the AWP in hand. Looking to get back to the Renegades days here, as we don't see him AWPing too much. Saw it a little bit on the last map, but this would be one way to bring it back. We saw a 1v2 clutch in a similar scenario from Rops when we were doing the Pro League finals, which was definitely my highlight of the whole thing, but we'll see if Nifty can at least try and match up. JDM's low, but they're both using AWPs, so it's not going to be that much of a difference. He will be able to get the plant. The problem is holding on to this is going to be far more difficult for him. Molotov will go down.
He's got a good angle to work with here, at least.
He's going to get aggressive, and he hits the shot onto Black Poison already. Now an even scenario. The only difference is that JDM has himself an incendiary, but he's going to be going in with the AWP. Maybe not knowing how low his opponent currently is. Nifty's just going to be sat in this corner, waiting, baiting down that clock. Now, if the Molotov goes into the right place, there's a possibility for JDM, but it isn't going to happen, and Nifty's going to win it. The 1 versus 2 clutch for Envy to take their 7th round. And now the money for the CT side is back down again.
The unfortunate side of winning the 2 rounds, but doing it in the way they did, and there was no way JDM was going to Molotov off that. Who would expect someone to hide in that corner behind the sandbags instead of the ramp, especially if it's planning for that direction? But Nifty plays it off well on 12 frags, 7-3 in favor of Envy. And honestly, Tom, I'm finding it hard to see a 3rd map coming out between these 2 teams at this rate. I mean, there's always a chance with ADK switching over to the T side, but I would imagine with the way that Nifty and Fugly are playing Sonic as well, that Envy shouldn't be losing when they come to defending these sites. And look at that, Sonic and Fugly chime in off the bat, opening things up. The force up buy of ATK not working out well for him.
Yeah, that's the problem. Some of the better CT sides I've seen, at least on this map, have been based off big individual performances. When we watched Hellraisers, for example, we saw Issa having a very good game, Angel as well, just with aggression onto that ramp. And in these scenarios, it's just individual duel after individual duel, and Envy are winning every single one. It's only JT left, a FAMAS, and that is all. 1 versus 5, and the bomb's down on the other side of the map. All he can really hope for is to kill Sonic and steal that AWP, and the timing is going to catch him out. 8-3, Envy dominating at the moment, and there doesn't look to be much of a stop to that.
Yeah, not at all, especially now with ATK on the pistols. I like their mid-aggression. Like, I liked how they've challenged a couple different positions. They've done it towards middle, they've done it towards A ramp, they've done it, I think, towards B as well. And they're trying to fight up against Envy, like man versus man, but the problem is I don't even think they're able to really do that necessarily, at least on this map. Envy have generally had the number of ATK and JDM. Gonna be tucked away in the corner again, like a 2 to 3 man stacking towards mid. ATK are going to be pushing in towards that B site as well. So again, trying to use this aggression, this early information to create some sort of window, some sort of avenue to play with. Fady did push the smoke. I don't think Nifty expected this, but Nifty actually got away at the perfect time until he drops down into JT.
Yeah, actually, there's a few kills coming in now. Fady finding Som. Again, will make things a little bit more interesting, but it does seem that Envy get themselves into these sort of positions a lot. They don't actually lose any of the rounds, which is the more surprising thing. However, there's always a place to start. Sonic will even things up, but once again, another player lost, and there's some pretty low players around. It's left onto Sonic. He'll miss the shot, and JDM with his trusty P250 will steal a round away for ATK.